Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south, I'll be spreading out.
What's going on, my credit snipers? This is your boy Carlos Estrada. I am the Credit Assassins. I'm excited that you guys are here today. And guys, today I'm going to be talking to you about what are the 3 credit bureaus and how do you understand your credit score? A lot of people have this question. A lot of people don't even know. And I understand more than 76% of Americans don't even know how to check the credit score. Don't even know how to decipher what a credit bureau is, yet alone how to check the credit score in order for even to get a loan, to get a house, to get a car. Now, these are things that I understand the education system do not teaches us. These are things that we need to take upon ourselves to educate ourselves to become better at it. So I want to make sure that I simplify this as much as possible so that you are able to understand. Guys, but before we go anywhere, I need you to please go ahead and subscribe. Make sure that you click on that bell icon, click on all so that you be notified every time that we post some new content. But at the same time, do not forget to give me the thumbs up. That is going to help me tremendously in taking this value, this content to many, many more people. But guys, without further ado, let's move on to the video. All right, so credit reporting agencies. Now we're talking about Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. The credit reporting agencies, they are private companies. They are a for-profit company. And what they do is they collect information on individuals and entities or companies. And what they do with this information is they sell it to lenders, insurance, employers, landlords, and others seeking to make informed decisions about you. Something that you have to keep in mind is that credit reporting agencies, whether they are institutions, whether you are an institution, whether you are a person, they sell this information to the lender or the person seeking that information from you or for you, in this case, from the credit reporting agencies, to make sure to make informed decisions if you will be able to make payments, be able to actually, if you are an insurance risk or anything of that nature. They actually use your information to make informed decisions about the business that they may in charge with you or your company. One thing that we need to keep in mind is that creditors supply information, so credit information on you and your company to the credit bureaus. Now, keep in mind that in the personal side, you will always have what's Experian, TransUnion, and your Equifax. Now, in the business side, you are going to have your small business Experian. You are going to have something different, which is called the Dun & Bradstreet. You will have Equifax for a small business, but also there's a fourth one, which is called CreditSafe. Now, the creditors will always be sending information, either right or wrong, but whatever they have on the file, that's what the credit bureaus will receive and post on your credit file. They are in exchange of credit information at all times, just like the NASDAQ is in exchange of information for stocks. All right, so credit agencies or credit bureaus are always in possession of this type of information. They have the information on your employment, your address. Have you ever been sued? Have you ever filed for bankruptcy? Have you ever been arrested? I mean, any child support? Are you paying your bills on time? Any aliases, any identities, all the addresses that you live in. So guys, it is your whole life. And this is what they have on file. And it is up to you to actually make sure to get your credit report and figure out if your information is correct. Because I tell you what, they are not in the job to verify that information is correct. They are in the job of receiving that information from the credit bureaus and then posting it into your credit file. And most of the time, we find out that more than 85% of the time, the information that they receive from the credit bureaus, or from the lender to the credit bureaus, is not correct. So they just post it, and this is how a lot of people later on in life find out that, hey, that was not my account, or I never had a late payment, or I never had this account, or somebody else committed fraud with my name and actually was able to open an account and be posted into my credit file. So some of the things that you need to keep in mind, credit agencies have the information is on the identification and employment history. They have your name, they have your aliases, your birthday, your social security number, your spouse's name, employment history, home ownership, gross income. I mean, any previous address, like we were saying before, they have it on file. So something that I advise you to, and I tell all my clients, is make sure that you sanitize your credit file. And what I mean by that is to make sure that you go to your credit information, to credit file information. Make sure that you only have one name, your real name, because most of the time what they do is creditors will report different variations of your name, and that could cause for you to be disqualified in a future lending criteria or processing for a loan or any other type of credit file or request. So something else you need to keep in mind, make sure that you have an updated phone number, and make sure that you only have one address, your current address. That may see as you are moving around, you have no stability, that may cause to trigger the creditor offering you some type of lending to not lend you because of the internal criteria. So keep that in mind. Make sure that you sanitize your credit report at all times. Now, your credit management history. Now, reporting creditors will show the credit bureaus if you have paid or if you have, what type of information has been collected on you. They'll also indicate the type of payments, the payments have been due or past due, or any past due records. Also, if you ever had any charge off or collections within your file. Now, public records too. So that's another thing that the creditors will collect, or the credit bureaus will have on you, is your public records. Anything that have to do with bankruptcies, anything that have to do with foreclosures, judgments, tax liens, child support, convictions, criminal convictions. That's something that sometimes goes in your record and can affect you in the long run. Think about this. If you ever had this type of convictions or child support or any other type of judgment against you, can affect you for getting a loan, can affect you for an entity extending credit to you, but also can affect you getting a job. So keep that in mind. Always be on top of your credit report. Become responsible by knowing what's in there and how you can actually affect it, how you can clean your report. Because at the end of the day, your credit file, credit report is just a resume that you will give your lender to extend credit to you. It's like you're looking for a job. Why? Because you want to go ahead and make sure that you collect money for whatever reason. In this case, either a credit card, you want to get a home, you want to get a car, you want to start a business, you want to extend your business, you want to scale your business, whichever that is, it is your responsibility to make sure that you learn and figure out, educate yourself on how to read a credit report and who are the credit bureaus and how you can positively affect the outcome of your credit file, credit report. Now, one of the last things that they also collect is record inquiries. Now, a lot of lenders will report anytime that you have collected or if you have applied for any type of lending, in this case, inquiries. So something you got to keep in mind, inquiries, anytime that you apply for a loan, apply for any type of credit, you will get what's called either a hard inquiry or a soft inquiry. Soft inquiry does not affect your credit report, but a hard inquiry will affect your credit report either positive or negatively. What I mean by that is if you are approved for the loan, you're still going to have an inquiry, which will stay on your credit report for 24 months. And it will drop on the 25th month organically. And so that even though that you were qualified for that loan, you may get between 1 to 2 point reductions on your credit report, on your credit score, because you applied. You also, if you get disqualified, you may get between 3 to 5 points deducted from your credit report. Keep this in mind. And this is something that I kind of very passionate about what I tell my clients. If you are going to get something specifically like a car, go to your credit union, go to your bank, get pre-qualified, have a check in hand that you know that if you qualify for $18,200, that is your cap on your negotiation on when you're about to get a new vehicle. Don't go into a car dealership and just go out, here's my credit, tell me what I qualify for. They are going to shop you around to every lender imaginable until they get you qualified. It is their job to make a sale, and they're doing the right thing by what they're saying or what they want to do in order to make the sale. but that's going to take a toll on your credit report. Don't do it. Just keep that in mind. If you want to go somewhere, just make sure you get pre-qualified and get it done. Now, all right, guys, so the 3 credit bureaus. So we're talking about Experian, TransUnion, and your Equifax. Something you have to keep in mind is all this information from all the creditors will get dumped in or will get reported to your credit file in the credit bureaus monthly. There are 2 type of due times. If you see your bills or any credit or any loan that you have, you're always going to see a due date. A due date is the day that you must pay by without inquiring any extra fees or late fees. Now, that doesn't mean that you are late and then going to report a late payment. If you pass that due date, you still have 30 days from that due date in order for you to get a late payment into your credit report. Never get a late payment. That is going to affect you almost 100 points just by one late payment. So keep that in mind. Now, your creditors also have something called the statement closing date. What this means is the day that your creditor reconciliates that account and reports into the credit bureau. So for example, you have a Discover card and your due payment is on the 15th. For the most part, the statement closing days is usually between 7 to 5 days prior to the statement due date. So on the 10th of the month, that's when the statement closing day. And let's just say that you had or you have $1,000 credit line on this card and you use 900 of that. But you know that, hey, I'm getting paid on the 12th. I'm going to pay 800 of that, and I'm only going to have $100 by the statement closing date or the statement due date, which is fine. That would be only a 10% utilization. Now, you already used $900. That means that if you don't pay that amount before the statement closing date, you will have a 90% utilization on that card. And that is what's going to be reported to the credit bureau, and that's going to affect your credit report. And even though that you pay that off on the statement due date, that will need to wait until the next billing cycle, which will be 30 days from now or from them, for that to be updated into the credit in your credit report. So keep that in mind. They report this every 30 days, but make sure that you are and you keep your bills. 30% is the highest, but my magic number should be between 2 to 5%, and make sure that you do it before the statement closing date. Now, guys, there's credit bureaus, yes, that report all information, but another thing that they are using, they get information from. So your creditors also get information from medical information boards, FBI, IRS, law enforcement agencies, county recorder office, and banking institutions. I mean, for fraud, recording agencies, like you have a tax lien, a lien against your property, law enforcement agencies and FBI, you know, if you have a criminal record, IRS, if you are being hunted for not paying your taxes. So that's something that you have to keep in mind. All of these little things will affect your credit report. So it is up to you to educate yourself and be responsible. Guys, I want you to be successful because you could use credit to develop and create wealth. The goal here is for you to create generational wealth, and I need you to understand, I need you to learn what credit is, how you can use it in the personal side and the business side, and we could definitely help you with that. So if you want to know more, guys, go on the bottom of this video, check out the link. We have the 360 Business Vantage, but we also have the Best Credit Blueprint, which is our personal business or our personal course in order to help you out with your personal credit. Now, guys, I appreciate that you guys were here today. Thank you for your time. Now, if you like this video, give me the thumbs up. This is definitely going to help me out. At the same time, do not forget to go ahead and subscribe. Click on that bell icon, click on all so that you'll be notified every time that we post a new content. I appreciate your actually attendance today. Guys, once again, my name is Carlos Estrada. I am the Credit Assassin, and I'll see you tomorrow.
I take shots, I take loss, I make shots, I miss lots. That's how you get big bucks, you get yachts, you swing lots and pop off a big shot. I ain't done chasing, got big dreams, bigger things, impatient. Who's at the top think they need replacement? Who's at the top think I'm gonna erase them?